everybody, to the Sht Towns of Australia Florida Man Power Ranking. It is NCR News Network with my guest and friend and partner, Anthony Caruso.
How are we all? Are we ready for another week of pure hilarity and pure shithousery?
Oh, I am definitely ready. But before we start, we have some announcements.
Ooh, do we now?
Yes. We are nominating from last week's Golden Turd and MVP to the Warwick Man who came up with Cash for Demerits. He is getting both awards for this one.
We also would like to announce to everyone that the winner from the draft last week was Florida Man. In fact, we should specify even further, it was Florida Woman.
Florida Woman dominated last week, and well, let's just say this week, Florida Woman and Florida Man are at their finest shenanigans.
No. Now, we need to stress as well that despite the fact that Florida Woman absolutely dominated last week, Warwick Man, not only took out the Golden Turd, but the MVP, which makes his performance that much more incredible.
Oh, yes.
To do it in a losing team.
We cannot stretch this enough. This was just a hard choice for us, but we had to make the right decision.
Always the right decision.
Before we get into the ranking, we have to go through our adverts now. We got some advertisements here.
Oh, we got some sponsors, do we?
Yes. First up on our sponsor list is Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium. Come check out the new 25 models and Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium. We won't ask questions about the red stains.
Yeah, I've noticed they've had difficulty cleaning those red stains out lately.
Yeah, there's been that's the beauty about Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium. They will not ask you questions. They just want your cash. Anthony, would you please read the next one?
Oh boy. Well, I've had my own personal one, which was Tony's Bar and Grill. You kill them, we grill them. It's been great to see the restaurant industry really coming out, especially after a certain pizza joint burned down a couple of weeks. Well, I should say a couple of weeks ago, probably about a year ago.
Oh yes.
Now I can confirm that we know who started that fire, and we do believe that a short Italian in red overalls carrying what seems to be a flame flower last seen jumping in and out of pipes.
We do believe it was this gentleman, not only because he was spotted there, but he was yelling about something about a turtle and a princess in another castle. We do believe meth was involved.
We also do believe that there may have been an accomplice before and after the fact, a similarly Italian plumber dressed in green overalls, and it's appearing to bounce quite high.
Our next sponsor is Really Cool News Site and Really Cool News YouTube channel. Ran and operated by Jim Finch. Really Cool News. You will find shenanigans galore from the floating world and the world of Chile de Castro.
And don't forget to make sure you check out their daily piece where they go through the GoFundMe tracker for the day. Don't forget, if you get 4 duck eggs in a row, aka no one donating, the column closes.
And our last one is a beer sponsor. Anthony, you're familiar with this brand, are you not?
I do believe so, but do tell the crowd who is on for our beer sponsor this week.
I'm trying to find my page. Do you have it on your side?
No, I don't. I think I might have been too drunk to actually locate it again. I'll have to find it again.
We might need to find them. We'll get them next week.
We'll get it next week. I think we will get it next week. So,
do you have the
But-
ceremonial coin?
I do have the ceremonial coin right in front of me. The beautiful Australian 50-cent piece with, I should say it is Her Majesty's head on it because it is one of the older coins with Queen Elizabeth, not King Charles. I haven't pressed those ones just yet. But we do have the ceremonial coin. The coin has been flipped. Make the call.
I'm going heads.
It is a tails.
Anthony, you get to choose.
I will lead off this week. And we are leading off with the return of an old favourite. 10th place in the Sht Town Power Rankings. For this week, guess what, NCR? They're back. Here in South Australia.
Oh, Port Pirie. What did you do this time?
They're nothing. They're still shit.
Well,
Port Pirie never change.
to lead off for Florida man, we have Florida woman.
Aha.
Florida woman flees the accident with a motorcycle still stuck under her car, victim severely injured. A
Jeez.
Florida woman, a 24-year-old Florida woman, was involved in a hit and run in Brevard County and was arrested at a local dance studio. The police found her car and the alleged motorcycle that she ran over and dragged for several miles. Now, I can only assume she thought she had a brake problem or something was grinding when she heard all that steel.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Oh, boy. That's, yeah.
Who do we have for ninth place?
In ninth place, we head off to Devonport in Tasmania, where the Spirit of Tasmania was forced to turn back after a drongo, how's that for a word, a drongo, injures himself while attempting to flee after stealing from the shop on board. So, for a bit of context, the Spirit of Tasmania is a ferry that operates between Tasmania and the mainland, basically paid for it. And the great thing with it is not only do you get to go to Tasmania, you get to take your car with you. So you actually park your car in the ferry while you cruise on down to Tasmania. Very nice, don't you think? They were forced to turn back to Devonport just 15 minutes in due to a declared medical emergency. However, it is understood a young male allegedly attempted to steal from a shop on board the vessel before reportedly being injured while attempting to flee. A Tasmanian police spokesperson said the person was receiving medical attention and confirmed nobody else was injured in the ordeal. The ship was originally scheduled to arrive in Geelong at 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday. However, it now won't likely arrive until 7:20 a.m. So it got delayed by about 50 minutes. Both ferries operate double sailings on Monday to clear passenger, vehicle and freight backlogs. So yeah, some guy on the Spirit of Tasmania decided to visit a shop, steal from it, and then injured himself in the ensuing melee. Good on you, champ. Going ahead and trying to steal on a ferry with nowhere to go because you've got nothing but water all around you. On ya, son.
You know, there's only one thing we can say about that and that young man.
That boy ain't right.
I couldn't agree more. Number 9.
In number 9, Florida man being arrested for brazen burglary into home tells responding officer that he believes there is something wrong with the meth he has in his possession and requests them to test it. The mugshot of this guy is just like he's seen the face of God, but
Oh, you
doesn't
put it
know
up.
what.
Have you got it there? Have you got it there?
Yes.
Do we release this photo
Yes,
on everybody here?
I will
Oh my
reveal
God.
this guy's mugshot. Let me.
Oh, this
Right
is
there,
scary.
folks.
This is scary.
Look at those
Oh, wow.
eyes.
He
That is
has
the
seen.
face of a. That's the man who saw God.
That is a man who has seen some shit.
That is
Wow.
that is beyond meth, my friends.
That is well beyond myth. Carry on with the story.
A Florida man finds himself behind bars after breaking into a house and then later asking responding deputies to test his illegal drugs. Tommy Gutter, age 34, was booked into Lake County Jail last week on charges of burglary and possession of meth, according to jail records. On August 27th, Lake County deputies were patrolling the Pressy area and were flagged down by the burglary victims. The Lake County sheriff's officers said in a post on social media, the victim led them to to Tommy and told them that he had burglarized their house with his family inside. While speaking to the deputies, Tommy randomly uttered that he just received some bad narcotics and was requesting the deputies to test them because there was something wrong with them. Uh, he then later showed the deputies a plastic baggie containing a clear crystal-like substance that later tested positive for methamphetamine, officers said. He also admitted to breaking into the victim's house because he couldn't because he heard a dog barking on the inside. Okay. That doesn't explain a whole lot, but then again, this is Florida man and meth is involved, so
Well, I mean, you gotta make sure that the product you're purchasing, is of sufficient quality. I imagine for some of these people. I mean, what else are they going to do with their lives? Sometimes.
I don't know, but Tommy is being held on an $18,000 bond.
Jeez, that's stiff. Wow.
Pretty stiff.
Yeah, pretty stiff indeed. Shall we?
Please.
Moving on to number 8, and we head to Warrnambool in Victoria, where an elderly sex pest in a dressing gown flashes women and children. NCR, I think you need to fire up the wood chipper.
Oh yes. Woody did send us a test model. And did say this is an older model. He doesn't care if we get back to him, but there's a weird dripping coming out of it. So
yeah, indeed. Unfortunately, with a few of these stories from time to time, they get stuck behind a paywall, which is an absolute pain. But what we can confirm is that an elderly man walked around, asked lewd questions, and exposed himself to the public. There were 6 victims, aged as old as 66 and as young as 11.
oh my god.
Woody's wood chipper is getting an early run here today.
Oh yes. And my question is,
Yes.
why? Why would you even attempt this?
The defense that's been put up initially is that the man suffers dementia. Call me skeptical.
I'm calling you skeptical as well. But the only thing we could say to this guy is, well,
You fucking weirdo.
Indeed. I believe you're number 8.
oh yes, and this one is a doozy. Florida man who worked for an armored truck company uses super glue to try to cover up that he stole $70,000 from a money bag. I repeat,
Jesus.
a Florida man who used to work for an armored truck company tried to use super glue to hide the fact that he stole money. Oh,
Stole money.
He stole $70,000. Our thief here, Ronnie Antonio Copeland, age 24, removed cash before resealing the bag with glue and was arrested reported by the state. Our Florida man was arrested on Wednesday after nearly stealing $70,000 from one of the money bags. According to the police reports in Pinellas Park Police Department, Ronnie of Clearwater, Florida, was on Messenger for the security company. The Messenger reports getting out of the armored truck and picking up the delivered cash, which is typically normal for this company. On the fourth day of June and August, 4 days of June and August, the bags were tampered with, and we actually have the precise amount that he stole. Copeland stole $69,702 and decided to reseal the bag with super glue to make it look like nothing had happened. He is facing 4 counts of grand theft and is currently being held on a $30,000 bond. He has pled not guilty, according to the public defender's office.
Christ almighty.
I mean,
Wow.
I think Florida man is trying to regain his position as the shitbird of Florida.
I know, but I commend the effort. But jeez, are you sure that's the way you want to do it?
I mean, what can we say?
Move on to number 7.
Please.
Yeah. For number 7, we head to Queensland, but it is not the city of Townsville.
My heart's broken.
We head off to that other shit stain in Queensland that starts with a T. We're off to Toowoomba. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You want to talk about shit humans? Here you go. A Gronk calls 000, which is Australia's equivalent to not calling 911. And he threatens to blow up a shopping centre while high on, I kid you not, butane. A man made multiple calls.
My.
Yes, indeed. Although I'm a little bit disappointed because we could have had Hank Hill on here as well, saying not only just about that boy's not right, but the fact that he didn't use high quality propane materials. He was using butane.
Butane is the work of the devil, Bobby.
It is. A man, after making multiple calls to 000, threatened to blow up Toowoomba's Grand Central Shopping Centre with butane gas canisters. He was found huffing in a stormwater drain.
I'm literally at a loss for words here because now I know a lot of people like the smell of gasoline or petrol when you're pumping it, but to huff it is just one of those things that you should never do, kids. Remember, drugs are bad, okay?
Okay. And I have just provided, via our very good services through DMs, a photo of this fine specimen for you.
I am pulling it up.
Oh boy, like this guy here is clearly at peak powers if he is going to blow up a shopping center with butane gas, the very butane gas that he is sniffing in a stormwater drain. This guy, dead set in the fair dinkum department, I reckon if brains were dynamite, he wouldn't blow his ears off.
I'm pulling this photo up, and oh my god.
I feel totally intimidated by that.
I mean, you can clearly see he was trained by the masters of like Glenn Serio and Steven Seagal. He's clearly ready to sweep the leg.
Oh, he's very ready. He's very ready.
I mean, to quote Hank Hill again, I could smoke those little arms.
Number 7.
Number 7. This one's a bit odd, but a Florida man compliments a fellow Florida man on a nice car, gets out and gets punched in the face.
Punched in the face.
A Florida man saw another Florida man's car and complimented him by saying, "Nice car, bro." Driver punched in the face after the complimenting man. And of course, it is Polk County, Florida. The city of Winter Haven, where the Polk County Sheriff's Office. I have a feeling they'll make a return, but Winter Haven happens to be the location for the headquarters of the Sheriff's Department. A driver was punched in the face after complimenting another driver's car, says Polk County Sheriff's Officer. According to the Polk County Sheriff's Office, at approximately 5:45 p.m. on Sunday, the driver was heading west down the Tyndall Camping Road and was apparently flagged down by another driver, where the driver complimented him on his nice vehicle, and the driver was alleged to be punched in the face. Deputies asked the victim what might have provoked the attack, to which the victim said he waved his hand and told the driver, who was age 53, "Nice car." There is video of this, and the car in question was a black Dodge Charger.
Jeez.
I mean, the dude was paying you a compliment, Florida man.
I know. Why do that to him?
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, that really jumped up a notch.
And totally unfairly as well. I mean, what if he did have a nice car?
I mean, from what I'm seeing on the photos, it's a very nice car.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Shall we move on?
Yes, we shall. Number 6, please.
Number 6, and we make our return to Tasmania. And we now visit the town of Carrick, where maniacs sneak onto a farm, slaughter the cows, and steal their meat. I mean, I've heard of cattle rustling before, but not where they actually harvest the meat in one go. Tasmanian police have launched an investigation into the brazen killing of multiple cows on a farm in the state's North Midlands. The incident occurred sometime between 6 p.m. on Tuesday and 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning, with police estimating a time frame of about 13.5 hours. Investigators believe the offenders cut a wire fence between Whitemore Road and Hazelwoods Lane and drove about 100 metres onto the property from the Bass Highway. They then reportedly slaughtered the cows and stole their meat. Authorities are appealing for information from anyone who may have seen suspicious activity in the Hagley area during that time. We also recommend that anyone who picks up a rather pungent smell of rotting meat, please call police immediately.
I mean, I just have to do it.
It's just not right. It's really eerie here. Something's fucky.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, here's the thing. In the U.S., there are still states that have cattle rustling laws on the books. Texas, Montana, Wyoming, you can actually still shoot people for cattle rustling. You can hang them. And it's totally legal and justified. There was a show where they had musicians' children go out to like a cattle ranch in Texas a couple years ago. And they went off to go party, and they were trying to cut across another rancher's field. And they were saved by the rancher that they were staying with, and was told they could have been killed and their families couldn't do shit. Because in Texas, messing with somebody's livestock, they can literally just shoot you dead or hang you from a tree, and cops would just say it's justified.
Jeez. Oh boy. Yeah, seriously, anyone who finds this shithead, call police immediately.
Yeah,
It's
we'd
gonna
like to joke
smell-
around.
Yeah. We would like to jerk him around a bit. Your number 6, please.
Number 6, since you brought up cattle, I see your cattle and I raise you an alligator.
The alligator's back.
A 7-foot alligator bites Florida woman while she was walking her dog. A South Florida woman was attacked and bit by a 7-foot alligator while she was walking her dog. An 84-year-old woman was walking by a nearby pond, and the large reptile bit her right leg, causing severe injuries. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation have caught the alleged perpetrator. The alligator in question was a 7-foot 3-inch alligator that bit this poor 84-year-old woman on the leg. Now, this is something common, but again, I could understand. The dog was not injured, thank God, and the alligator has been, well, according to Florida policies and laws, euthanized. Because I know this is going to sound mean to say, but if you're not familiar with crocodilians, particularly, freshies, salties, and the American alligator, you cannot relocate them after they hit 6 feet because they have already claimed territory.
And this is the thing. It's like when you go into some of those areas here, you're going into alligator territory. They run the roost there. If they're feeling a bit hungry and a bit snappy, well, guess what? It's not like a saltwater crocodile, which we all know is as aggressive as hell. But still, come on, people. Don't try and do this. And let's face it, you're not Randy Orton, and you're not going to be able to pull an RKO out of nowhere on an alligator, all right? So stop thinking that.
Listen,
Their territory.
not even the great Steve Irwin would fuck with an American alligators, especially knowing that most of them are possibly on meth still.
Or cocaine, for that matter.
Cocaine Gator, coming to a theater near you.
That'd be a great movie, actually. I mean, if we could get Cocaine Bear, anything is possible.
Well, there is Meth Gator for real, but I've also found joke posters for Heroin Raccoon and Meth Hippo.
Oh my god, there is actually a movie for Cocaine Shark. I was about to joke about it because, of course, there was a story about a couple of months ago where a shark bit into a shipment of cocaine that had been dumped off a beach near where I live. And someone has actually made a movie about Cocaine Shark.
Do you think the shark was constantly trying to pitch his idea to the other fish and sharks? Listen. Listen. I can't stop moving. But listen, you guys gotta hear this plan. Okay, it's fucking amazing. Okay, so the surfers, right? The surfers are coming in. We'll get the seals to jump on the boards, not surfers in, and then we can eat them. That's still my idea, Charlie.
They also have cocaine cougar, cocaine crabs. Oh my god! And there it is. I found the movie, Attack of the Meth Gator.
I thought a cocaine cougar was the girls that hang out at the Tango Lounge on Tuesday nights.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Too late. I'm there.
Oh, I know you are. We better move on, shall we, before this gets railroaded again.
Number 5.
Number 5. We head off to Geraldton in Western Australia. 13-year-old boy in custody allegedly blasts a courthouse security guard with capsicum spray. Now, he was originally in on an unrelated charge. He was there in court on an unrelated charge. He then assaults the courthouse security guard with a load of capsicum spray, basically pepper spray, at the courthouse. He's been remanded in custody without bail. Congratulations, buddy.
I think it might have went down something like this when he saw the security guard.
Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
Now, the problem was, of course, that he realized that he ran into P. Barnes's Australian cousin. Now, he didn't get Officer Sparky out to deal with him, but they strong-armed him as he deserved to be. And if P. Barnes, if you're listening, we tip your hat to you, sir.
Yes, and I believe your cousin did this.
I see you choosing the hard way.
Okay.
Oh, he definitely chose the hard way. He clearly woke up this morning and chose violence.
Peace was never an option.
No, never has been, never will be. Number 5.
Number 5. Florida woman, mayor of Naples, Florida, arrested for DUI after allegedly blowing twice the legal limit following a couple home, crashing into their mailbox, and then parking her car on their lawn.
Close enough.
I'm not the mayor, said Florida mayor arrested for DUI, blowing twice the legal limit, following a couple home, crashing into their mailbox. Hold on, I'm pulling the ad up, not the ad, but the article up here. Let's see. The mayor of Naples, Florida. This happened last week, and according to the article, the woman happened to be the mayor of Naples, Florida, which is a medium-sized city off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. For the first half of the nonsense of broadcasting, this mayor, Trish Hittman, age 61, stood in front of the court and was arrested for driving while under the influence. Her blood alcohol level was 0.15, which is twice the legal limit.
Decent.
On August 28th, nearby residents reported her by calling 911, saying that a man and his wife were being followed by a woman driving a vehicle. They wished, according to the press release, according to the Naples Police Department, the man first said the woman was completely unknown to them. Later, it was revealed that they identified her as the mayor. She then said, "Yeah, I think I'm the mayor. I think the mayor is drunk. She just literally drove into our mailbox." The man said to 911 operators. The dispatcher said, "The mayor." When police arrived, they found her car parked on the couple's driveway, not driveway, but front yard, the mailbox knocked asunder, and the mayor is currently in, well, a bit of hot water.
Just a bit. Just a bit.
Just a bit.
I mean, the mayor is not up in the same levels of Rob Ford, the former mayor of Toronto, who admitted that he, whilst on a drunken stupor, probably smoked crack cocaine, and then decided, no, you know what, I'm going to keep going in my job. I mean, the brass set on this guy, but this mayor is, this Florida mayor is clearly on her way.
I mean, I love Rob Ford. I loved him. He did some of the craziest press conferences. My favorite is when a political rival of his accused him of saying that he wanted to eat her pussy. And he said, "I never said that. I'm a happily married man. I have plenty to eat at home."
That's good. That's good, Vance.
That is an actual interview you can find on YouTube.
That is high quality bants. That, honestly, yeah. You know what? Fair play to him. Fair play to him.
I mean, Rob Ford was just the GOAT when it comes to shit mayors, but he is a lolcow that if you ever want a good laugh, just look up Rob Ford press conferences.
I mean, for him to be married and whatnot, I mean, let's face it, he must have had money, power, or he was packing heat.
Well, maybe he had all three.
If he did, I tip my hat off to him, honestly.
May he rest in peace in the arms of strippers and cocaine.
Yeah. Sounds like a night out in Atlanta by the sounds of it. Oh.
Ooh. That's a sick burn, Anthony.
That's a very sick burn indeed. We better move on before I have to repent my sins.
I absolve you, my friend. You're good.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think we may require the presence of the papal rotty as well, do we?
We might.
Yep. The papal rotty needs to be here. Number 4 for the Sht Towns of Australia. And we head off to Sydney. Yep, we're going in my backyard here. We got 3 stories for you. First off, we've got... oh my, indeed. First off, a Gronk threatens school kids with a replica gun during a food court brawl. Pretty shit behavior, if you ask me. A drongo arrested after waiting outside a police station to throw bag of meth at cops. Funnily enough, not the first time I've heard that happening. Someone getting arrested and then deciding that they would dispose of the evidence by throwing it at the police officer and hoping the bag pops, and then they're the one that are covered in drugs. Because, oh yeah, drugs. Gotta have drugs. But this one here takes the absolute cake. And just when you thought we could manage to get through a round of Sht Towns of Australia without this act being done, God damn it, Sydney, why did you have to disappoint me? A drunken Gronk urinates all over a cell after being arrested for mooning the cops.
You fucking weirdo.
No, indeed. And we have a name for this guy here. Ben Barbera said, "Give me a effing tea," mooned the police officers, got arrested, got put in the holding cell, and while he was in the holding cell, decided to urinate all over the floor.
I mean, he couldn't spend what the £1.50 for a cup of tea.
I mean, I believe there were allegations as well that he may or may not have offered to give a police officer a golden shower.
Oh my.
Yeah. God damn it, Sydney. I thought we were going to get away with a whole round of Shit Towns of Australia without someone having to resort to public urination. But no, you couldn't keep it in your pants, or at least in the toilet, could you?
Well, maybe he saw too many toilets. Didn't know which one to use.
Jesus. The bars of a holding cell are not a toilet, NCR. I keep telling you this.
Well, when you have enough alcohol in your system to kill a koala, or at least a very, very adolescent red kangaroo, you're going to piss somewhere.
Fun fact, in Australia, it is legal to urinate on the front left wheel of your car. If you're really that desperate, use it.
I mean, I'm sorry, but Sydney is trying to overachieve, man.
I know, right? But I'm sure Florida's got something to knock that off.
Oh, yes. Florida mom arrested after leaving her son, who's only 3, in an apartment alone while she gets cosmetic surgery.
Whoa. So Florida mom leaves the kid to go and get cosmetic surgery. Okay, I'm curious to see where this goes.
Okay. Jessica Renatsiri, age 25, was arrested with charges of child neglect after leaving her 3-year-old son, who was found wandering around a Florida apartment complex alone and unsupervised. The 25-year-old woman was charged with child neglect, and this overall happened in June. The Miami-Dade County Police Department and Sheriff's Department investigated that the Amplex, the park center complex of the neighborhood where this woman lived, saw a child wandering alone, unsupervised, around the building. According to police body cam footage, the moment they found the child, he was safe and unharmed. The officer said to him, "Hey, little buddy, what's your name? Do you know where you live? Do you know where your papa or mama are?" The child responded to the officers that the mom had left, leaving the child alone for hours. The child lived on the 3rd floor of the apartment complex. I am just right now really wanting to introduce her to Woody and his wood chippers, because, well, this is Mother of the Year material here. The child was seen walking around at 1:15 in the afternoon. Police got the call at 4:15, so about 4 hours. This kid's been walking around by himself.
I mean, if you want to talk about part-time parenting, that really does sound like it, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You, madam, are a disgrace.
Now, here's what's really going to piss us all off. She was only released on a $1,000 bond.
Oh, really?
But she has a court date set up for September 24th, and the trial date is December 2nd.
I hope Child Protective Services have already taken the child away from her.
Oh, yes. And there is a mugshot of her in the courtroom, and she has no fucking remorse on her face at all.
Oh boy, I managed to get a look at this article as well, and I saw the photo of it, and I was like, oh Jesus, really?
I don't have children. I don't. I have
Oh.
nieces and nephews. But if I was a parent, I would make damn sure my child is safe before I do anything.
Yep.
Now, I don't condone her actions. I hope she is found guilty and is given a lengthy prison sentence.
I couldn't agree more. And I think we better move on before one of us blows a head gasket.
The bronze medal winner for the Sht Towns of Australia, Anthony. Who do we have?
It is Geelong in Victoria. They've been doing well the last few weeks, Geelong. This week, maniac jailed after forcing couple to strip naked during a burglary. Now, this happened a few months ago, the actual event, but he's finally been jailed after a couple forced to strip naked in a terrifying home invasion, their bedroom being ransacked. It was disgusting. It happened in Corio. He threatened to slice him up, and this was after a bender. So he's now been jailed. Throw him away. Lock away the key. You know, you are a disgusting piece of work.
He deserves to be in jail.
Yeah. Just, you know, it's not enough that you're terrorizing them by just being there and being armed to the teeth to do a burglary, to then strip them naked and threaten to carve them up. It's just like, you know, what are you doing? What are you actually playing at?
Now, I literally don't have anything to say on this, but I hope he. It's times like this. I wish Mark Reed was still alive to deal with idiots like him.
Agreed. We got a bit this roundup this week it's a bit of an angry one, isn't it, so far?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Who's your bronze medalist?
bronze medalist for Florida man. Justice is served after man assaults victim over missing juice boxes.
Are we getting juiced up, are we?
Oh yes, we're getting very juicy over here. This is a very, very juicy situation. A man is facing felony robbery charges and battery charges following a confrontation over alleged theft of his juice boxes. A Florida man was arrested on August 26 after two assault victims reported to police that a man in his truck, later identified as O'Shawn Smith, age 30, accused them of stealing his juice boxes. Victim one told the police it escalated with Smith alleging that he reached into his truck, took his cell phone, and then snuck in for a second time struck him twice on the face on the left side. Smith then continued to attack him, exited the vehicle, retrieving his phone, recording, showing the man, leading to the report of the second victim. That was heard nearby screaming for help, where Smith accused that victim of stealing juice boxes from him and punching him in the face.
Jeez. All over juice boxes.
Yes.
Juice boxes.
Yes.
I hope it was the best tasting juice box of all time to warrant that. Wow. Shall we move on to the silver medal? While we wait, we're going to move straight on now to the silver medal for the Sht Towns of Australia power rankings. And this week, our silver medalist is in Port Augusta in South Australia. 5 feral kids aged 12 to 14 arrested after allegedly stealing a Domino's delivery car and taking it on a 300-kilometre joyride. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the early hours of Friday the 30th of August, a red Toyota Yaris sedan and cash was stolen during a break-in at a Port Augusta pizza shop. And in fact, I can confirm it was a Domino's pizza at that. Just before 5:30
So were they trying to avoid the Noid?
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally tried to avoid the Noid. Just before 5:30 a.m., police saw the stolen Yaris travelling south on the Augusta Highway at Crystal Brook. Police followed the vehicle from a distance, but was lost sight of around Lochiel. The car was spotted again coming into Port Wakefield, where Polair was able to start tracking it from the air. They tracked it south along Port Wakefield Road and then east along Montague Road into the back streets of Ingle Farm. The tyres were successfully spiked, the car was abandoned, the 5 occupants seen running off. 5 boys aged 12 to 14 from Whyalla Street in Port Augusta were charged with serious criminal trespass, theft and illegal use of a motor vehicle. They were refused bail and will appear in Elizabeth Youth Court today. I have some serious questions about this. One, was the pizza worth it? Secondly, was a little angry Italian man in red overalls seen at the scene as well? Third, the question I've got then as well is, was an Italian man in green overalls also seen? Fourth, who in their right mind allows these 5 boys to go and steal a Toyota Yaris? And why would you think it's worth it?
I mean, if the overall worrying individuals that we have concerns about was involved, it could have been an inside job.
You think it's an inside job?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they managed to sneak in through the exhaust flue to get in. But I would have normally expected them to get in there and start a fire, not actually go in there, grab the keys to steal the car. Or have you got something else in mind? I think it's just absolutely incredible what they actually managed to achieve. Now, the other question I've then got is, with these four people involved, if said Italians were actually involved with this, did we actually see some Goomba shells actually thrown out as part of this? Because I'm surprised that no other vehicles actually got hurt as part of this as well. I could see that happening in a heartbeat. Oh, well. I hope your pizza... Well, I mean, what we could have at least hoped for was that Lionel Hutz was around. And, you know, he wins your case, so your pizza is free. But we did win the case. That's okay. The box is empty. And hopefully, we're going to be able to move on now to the silver medal for Florida Man. I think we hit a little bit of a snag. Oh, is that UNCR? Okay. Is that part of your house falling down?
No. That was me chasing away our second prize winner here for Florida Man. Because, well, this is going to question the medical fields in Florida, but a Florida man mistakenly removed a patient's liver instead of spleen, causing him...
I think I can already picture who the doctor was. One second.
Hi, everybody.
Oh.
A Florida surgeon removed a patient's liver instead of his spleen, causing him to die, witness said. A general surgeon, William Bryant, removed the liver instead of his spleen, causing his death on the operating room table. William Bryant underwent surgery on August 21st at Sacred Heart Emerald Coast Hospital in Marin, Florida. to have his spleen, have a spleen abnormality removed. The doctor in question removed the patient's liver. I don't know how you mix those up. I mean, they have charts. They have people telling you what you're there to do.
Oh, this does sound like a job for Dr. Nick. I mean, you know, it sounds like the kind of medical quackery that makes me believe that this doctor in particular also got his medical degree from Hollywood Upstairs Medical College.
Oh yeah. Now here's the thing. According to the Cleveland Clinic, they describe the size of the typical human spleen roughly the size of an avocado,
Yes.
and roughly describe the size of a human liver to the size of an American football or rugby ball.
Yeah. Dear idea. How do you get the two mixed up, honestly? Right.
I don't know.
Oh, dear, dear. Dr. Nick, if you're listening in, we'd like to have a quiet chat, especially if it's about your old friend, Mr. McGregor.
Who is your gold medalist for
Oh,
the Sht Towns of Australia?
we head back to Queensland, but I'm going to break your heart right now.
Oh no, don't break my heart. My
It's
achy,
not
breaky
Townsville.
heart. No.
It's not Townsville. Townsville
Not this
stayed
is-
off the list.
I am sad now.
Indeed. But we head off to Queensland. First off, arseholes use an unmarked tow truck to steal a Holden Commodore in broad daylight. I mean, you know, what a bunch of pricks. But this is the one I want to talk about here. And if we want to talk about Woody Woodchipper, who's getting a right royal run this week, here we go. Dead shit pours hot coffee on a random baby. Police are
What?
working with international agencies in the search for the suspect who allegedly threw hot coffee on a 9-month-old at a park in Brisbane. The baby boy is in hospital after he was scolded at Hanlon Park in Stones Corner around midday on August 27, but the man remains missing. Today, police confirmed they are now looking overseas. Detectives are continuing to investigate the matter and are working with interstate and international travel agencies to progress the investigation. An update will be provided on Monday. The 9-month-old and his mother were having a picnic at the park when they were allegedly confronted by a stranger. An off-duty nurse heard the mother's screams and came to her aid and took her to home for a shower. Police allege a man approached them and poured a hot liquid onto the child before leaving the scene. CCTV imagery of the man wanted in connection has been released along with details of the movements after the attack. He has travelled to Tarragindi and changed his clothes outside a church. He then caught a rideshare car into central Brisbane before moving on to Caxton Street. He is described as in his 30s or 40s, of a proportionate build with tan skin, wearing black hat, glasses, a shirt and shorts at the time. Meanwhile, the 9-month-old baby is back in hospital undergoing 4 surgeries for burns to his face, arms and legs. There are fears that he may need skin grafts and laser treatment. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000. NCR, please get Woody Woodchipper ready to go for this piece of shit. And if anyone finds him, please let us know.
Yes, because look, you don't mess with fucking kids. That's just a fucking rule of life. And to do that to a fucking baby, I mean, you are definitely going for the fucking golden turd award with that one, sir. And I hope the inmates find you one day and teach you a valuable lesson.
In the interest of providing our civic duty, as we should, I've provided NCR with the CCTV photo of the man who is requested to immediately contact police, as we believe that this person may actually be the one who might have some very interesting information in regards to the incident.
I am
And we hope
pulling the
all,
photo up.
and anyone international who does see this man, please get in contact straight away, because this drink of water probably needs to answer a couple of questions. Here
So
he is.
So if anybody happens to see this fine, upstanding individual, please notify authorities and let them know his location, his whereabouts, and any other information you can provide. Because he's got some splaining to do.
Oh, he's got some major splaining to do. Oh boy, I was not ready for how much we were going to fire up at this draft ranking today.
Oh no. And my my gold place winner here, I actually covered on my main channel. But for Florida man's number one, a 16-year-old was arrested for making a terroristic threat of a mass shooting at a high school. This took place in Lakeland, Florida, my old stomping grounds. A 16-year-old George Jenkins High student called the Jacksonville Suicide Prevention Hotline, claiming that he was feeling to do self-harm to himself and wanting to shoot up his school. Mind you, this is only days after a shooting took place at a school in the state of Georgia. This fine, upstanding young man gave not only his location to the operator at the crisis center, but was giving off landmarks. The Jacksonville Crisis Center contacted the Jacksonville Police and local sheriff's departments, where they used forward-facing data to ping his phone. Jacksonville Police Department called the Polk County Sheriff's Department and notified them they pinged the phone, and it pinged at George Jenkins High School, causing them to launch into an active shooter situation, calling in neighboring law enforcement agencies for assistance. The school resource officer reached the student in his classroom where he was lifting weights.
Jesus Christ.
This 16-year-old was on the football team. He was highly intelligent. He was very social. No signs of emotional distress. He thought it would be funny to call in this prank. No, there's nothing funny about that. There is nothing funny about causing parents and students to be panicked and alarmed like that.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, I'm nominating this kid for the Golden Turd Award because he flushed away a promising future for internet clout.
Yeah, and I think on my side, going through my list, gee, I mean, it's a tough one between the dead shit who poured coffee on the random baby, the maniac who got jailed after forcing the couple to strip naked during a burglary, or the sex pest flashing people. Nah, you know what? Yeah, my Golden Turd nomination goes to the dead shit who poured hot coffee, because that baby was purely defenseless. That's just,
I mean,
yeah.
that is I will say this for the nominee for the MVP. I'm going with Mr. Smith, not Mr. Smith, but the gentleman who robbed the armored truck. He's the MVP for Florida Man, but the Golden Turd nominee is this 16-year-old kid.
See, for me, I think my MVP here, it needs to go to someone who actually showed some semblance or tried to show some semblance of intelligence in what they were trying to do. It's very difficult for me this week because I don't have a lot when it comes to that. You know, I mean, the funniest one is for Sydney, with the drongo who got arrested after waiting outside a police station just because he wanted to throw a bag of meth at the cops.
I mean, it's a fine way to try to get away from your charges, but
yeah, it's my MVP nomination. It's a weak one, I know.
But we'll let you guys tell us in the comments section, who do you think deserves the Golden Turd and who is your MVP picks? We will tally up the comments and the votes, and we will let you guys know.
And if you know the whereabouts of these suspicious Italians in green and red overalls with a fire flower in their hands, please let proper authorities know.
Yes, do your civic duty and report them. They last were seen jumping into a pipe.
Indeed. Until next time, I'm Anthony Caruso.
I'm NCR News Network. And well,
bye.
We'll see you guys next week.